Right, so welcome back to Pembrey BSSO meeting, and our next race just going out on track now is the first of the supers races of the day. So Ionis Chitoglu on pole position, known as John the Greek, and I think we have Dave Bristow and Graham Tatton. Not sure which way around it is, on second and third. So Dave running his 4E small frame in Group 5 for this one. John's previously in the two races yesterday romped away from everybody. Pretty much expecting the same again today. Wind's picking up a little bit more than it was earlier, but again still blowing straight down the start-finish straight behind the riders, so a tailwind assisting them down the start-finish straight. And they're away on the sighting lap. Hi Rob. Volume of 2 strokes smoke drifting down the track towards the lights. Let's see if we've got any changes to number of people out on track there. I think so. So Graham there coming through. John Woods. It looks like we've got everyone still. Oh, Ben's coasting. Any reason he's going to pick back up? No, it's not an issue. Sounds like the exhaust's gone again. So Ben retiring from this one before race start. Marshall just wandering over, so hopefully whatever has just fallen off Ben's exhaust is just being collected by the marshal down there, unless they're going back to a different position. No, they are looking for something. Yeah, gingerly picking something up. Always the best idea when it's part of an exhaust, because it's usually quite hot. I've seen a marshal before go across the track to pick up a part of a broken exhaust and suddenly dropping it really quick as he realises it's hot. So it does look like it's been collected, so we'll let Ben know where he can go get, looks like possibly his end can from.
Do you see who's retired there?
That's an all blue bike, so I'm imagining that's Gary Smith on the blue Group 6 that he's got. So it looks like Posh Gary's retired down there. He's pushing back. But anyway, the scooter's looking red. Sounds like they're getting ready. So we look for the lights, which should be straight in front. Lights on. Well, that was a quick lights on and off. Graham's got the whole shot. Was in 4th, 5th place, but that won't be the case by the time we come around into view, no doubt. So Graham Tatton out in front with John the Greek following on behind, then A.D. Horrocks, then John Woods. Dave Bristow had a little excursion onto the grass, but he's back on track now. I'm trying to climb back up to where he was, just going around the outside of John Woods. So turn around to see him while they're in the first bunch. See where we are as they come through. Just it's only head and shoulders, it's easy to tell who's. Looks like John's now out in the lead with Graham Tatton closely following behind, then A.D. Horrocks. Dave Bristow back in there. Graham not getting dropped off by John as quick today, it's good to see. Might make a scrap of this one yet. As John comes through. So, Graham now up into second place. Aidy Horrocks in third, followed by Dave Bristow. Then it's Drew Duncan, John Woods, Chris Middleton, Jer Crew, Shane Hunsdale, Gavin Gray, John Holt, who is his birthday today, and Dave Can, so happy birthday to John. All safely through and away on lap 2. Right, now John is starting to build a lead. Let's see, and then Graham's coming to view there, so he is starting to gap Graham. This will suit John, doesn't suit for spectating. We like to see the battles. Can't argue with someone on top of his game on a fast scooter, romping away from everyone. It's also good to see. So Dave Bristow is now through on Aidy Horrocks. Aidy trying to tag onto the back of Dave. Learn some lessons on lines, breaking points, etc. So you have to remember, whilst Aidy scored podiums in all races yesterday, this is the first time he has ever been here racing on track. Anyway, he has as a spectator previously, but it's the first time he's raced here. So John should be down near him, through onto the start finish straight now. Down to the hairpin, and then great, so that gap is still increasing bit by bit. Considerable gap before anybody else appears. Whilst Graham isn't able to keep on the rear wheel of John, still a good ride from Graham. Still quite a long way ahead of the rest of the field. Pretty much, I think in this race that there are only 2 full-on Group 6 bikes. The rest are all 4Es and Proddy bikes that are being raced. No, tell a lie, sorry. Drew Duncan is on his Group 6. He comes around the outside of Aidy. Then we've got Chris Middleton and Jer Crew resuming their scrap from earlier, which was ended by mechanical failure for Jer. Then Gavin, Shane Hunsdale and John Holt, the usual suspects on the Proddies that are very closely matched and always having close battles. John already round onto the start-finish straight. So, there he is. So, John pushing on. Second place, Graham Tatton. Bike weaving and wiggling all the way through this section. It is quite a bumpy section. Doesn't feel as rough as it looks when you're actually on the bike. And Drew Duncan now in 3rd place overall. Aidy Horrocks 4th place overall, but 1st in Group 5. And then Jer Crew's now got in front of Chris Middleton. John Woods on his Group 6A runner. And this battle is maintaining. Shane off in front of John and then Gavin. Different lines through that section. John desperate to get through on Shane. He's done it before and he'll be wanting to do it again. But Gavin's took them both. Going through into the first right-hander. It was a good ride, good move from Gavin. John's already here. Circulating in sort of the 113s, 114s, I think. Possibly quicker. We'll look at the lap times after the race is finished. As Graham goes through. Look back. And then we've got Drew Duncan and Aidy Horrocks. Aidy's still managing to keep with Drew. Aidy looking a lot smoother through that section than he was yesterday. Suspension changes. Yeah, now out. Could be the one that brings Aidy's lap times down a bit. It's good to have someone so experienced and a good rider like Drew in front of you to follow and to chase. Cheers now. Gapping Chris Middleton. John Woods a similar distance back. Alright, John's out in front in this one now. He's been riding well all weekend, the birthday boy. Gavin and Shane scrapping it out behind him, but John seems to be gapping him now. He's got them beat, I think. John the Greek goes through. It's definitely the most popular name on the circuit is John. We've got John Holt, John the Greek, John Woods, John Balcombe, although he's not out in this race. I haven't seen John in this race. We have lost Dave Bristow in this race somewhere, but there's been no flags, so presuming it's a mechanical somewhere. Yeah, he's doing well. He's not letting Drew get away from him. The gap's staying very similar. Look back. It does look like John Holt's managed to jump those two and stay in front of him. Jers now streaking away on his 4E bike. There's John Woods. Chris Middleton was scrapping with Jer, but Jers managed to jump away from him that much. Look, you see that gap? You can see the gap increasing now for John Holt. He's managing to pull away from the other two, Gavin and Shane. There's an extra piece of birthday cake for this ride. As Graham Tatton comes through now. It still looks like Aidy is tagged onto the back of Drew Duncan, not getting dropped away, that gap staying similar. A little bit of it temporarily dropped a little bit. Oh, hey up. Aidy's round the outside of him then, he's giving it a go. He's not giving up on that one yet.
It's really bumpy in this thing. That's why it's such a narrow line.
That gap by the time they came through that section similar to before, but definitely coming through that section. The right, left. So we've got a yellow flag now, so that must be race complete. So a win for John the Greek, which makes it 3 out of 3 for the weekend so far in Group 6. A win for Aidy Horrocks in Group 5, as long as he makes it round the rest of the lap okay. Second place will be Graham Tatton, no doubt. Through. Tatton. Good ride from Graham. Here's your race winner coming through. Horrocks, another great ride from AD. And Drew Duncan. Right, so that's it for the first of the Super race today. And we shall be back after lunch with another 2 races, a stock class and Supers class. We look forward to you joining us. See you soon.